I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you 15 SAT practice test questions. These are based on the new format. We'll understand the strategies to solve them so that we could save valuable time when required. The question here is, in the figure below, one vertex of each square lies on the line as shown. If the length of the sides of the three squares is 4, 3 and s, what is the value of s? Now here's a diagram for you. Red line, three squares, those shown with green, 4, 3 and s. I'd like you to pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. This is a thinking question. You will be given enough time to solve it. And let us see how we can do it very fast. Now the first square, let's say this is 0, the coordinate system. So that point corresponds to 4, 4, correct? Now here the y value is 3, but the x value is 4 plus 3 is 7. So this is 7, 3. And for the last square, whose dimensions are s by s, the x value will be 7 plus s, but the y value will remain as s. So these are the 3 points on the line. We have to find the value of s. You could see it like this, correct? Now some of you will find equation of line, then try to do it, but here is a better technique. Let's look into these similar triangles. Do you see these similar triangles? Now these triangles can really help you find quick solution. So rise over run, which is the slope, of course, is same. What is this rise? How much is this? So basically we're saying delta y over delta x is same, right? Constant. You'll see m equals to this. Perfect. Now how much is this? So for the first square, it is 4 minus 3, right? Y values 4 minus 3. So it is 1 unit, correct? And this run is same as 3. Do you see that? Is same as 3. So 1 over 3 is my rise over run, 4 minus 3. So we could write this as 1 over 3 is equal to, how about the next triangle? Here the height is 3 and this one is s. So it is 3 minus s divided by this length, which is s. Do you see how simple the equation becomes? Have a look at it. Spend time now so that you can save it later. Now it is simple to find the solution. Just cross multiply. So we get s equals to 3 times 3 minus s, right? So we have s equals to, open the bracket, 9 minus 3s. Bring them together. So we have 4s equals to 9. Now divide by 4. So we have s equals to 9 over 4. Do you see that? These simple steps will get you exact answer without any problems. So I'd like you to spend some time, look at it, and understand how to solve such questions. It could save at least 2 minutes in your test. Now here is another one. It says, if measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is greater than 50 degrees, what is the greatest number of sides it can have? Exterior angle we're talking about, right? So any number of sides, exterior angle sum will always be 360. That is very important to understand. Do you see that? So what I'm trying to say here is that if I make a shape here, let us say, let me connect it. Correct? We are talking about exterior angle means adding these angles. These are your exterior angles, correct? So as you can see, these lines can be translated to these points. This line can be translated to this point. So all these points can come and converge at the center, and all this angle is 360 degrees. You get my point, correct? So any angle, let's say any angle theta times number of sides is always equals to 360 degrees. Important concept to remember, right? Now what you need to know is greater than 50 degrees, right? How many sides can you get? So you can simply divide it and get your answer. So in this case, n is the number of sides. We'll say n equals to 360 degrees divided by angle given to us is 50 degrees. 50 degrees. Now calculator is not required. This division is not very difficult. But simpler way is if you multiply by 2, think about it. If I multiply both by 2, then it becomes even simpler. Twice 360 is what? You could do this also. So twice 36 is what? 72, right? And twice 5 is 10. So what do you get? You get 7.2. So our answer is 7. So the maximum number of sides could be 7. See this part of calculation which we have done. It helps. Dividing by 5 is easier. When you multiply both numerator and denominator by 2, get a simpler number to work with. Since we are doing without calculator, important. Since we are doing without calculator, it saves lot of time. Correct? Now we have another very interesting question. It says, in the equation 2x times 3x plus 5 plus 3 times 3x plus 5 equals to ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are constants. If the equation is true for all values of x, what is the value of b? So we have to find the value of b. Let me rewrite this equation. So we are given 2x times 3x plus 5 plus 3 times 3x plus 5 equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Now you may be tempted to factor, add, and do all that. Multiply, get all those things done. But let us remember what we are trying to find. We are only trying to find the value of b, right? Since we have to find value of b, which is the coefficient of x? So we have to only compare the coefficient of x, correct? And how do you get x? You get x when you multiply 2x with 5 and 3 with 3x. That is when you get x. So when you multiply 2x by 5, you get 10x here. And when you multiply 3 by 3x, you get 9x. And therefore, what should be b? B has to be 10 plus 9, which is 19, right? So we have b equals to 19. You don't really have to do other multiplications, so you save some time here also. Perfect. The sales manager of a company awarded a total of $3,000 in bonus to most productive salespeople. The bonus were awarded in the amounts of $250 or $750. If at least one $250 and at least $750 bonus, at least one $750 bonus were awarded, what is one possible number of 250 bonuses awarded, right? So let me change this a bit so we can say what are all possible, right? What are all possible number of 250 bonuses awarded? So I'm just switching this question from at least one to what are all, right? So that could be type of question in your new SAT, right? So let's try to understand this question. So first we have to provide them with $3,000. So let's say $3,000. And we are also given that it is a must to give one 250 plus 750, right? So that makes it 1,000. Perfect. So that makes it 1,000. So when we take away 1,000, we get a balance of 2,000, right? So we have balance amount of 2,000, correct? Where we could give combination of 750 and 250. That is how we're trying to analyze the situation, right? The whole idea is to analyze the situation. So we have to now provide them with $2,000, and we could use combination of 250 or 750. But we are interested more in what combination of 250 can we provide them. That is what we have, right? Now we already met the criteria of at least giving 1 250 and 750. So we took away 1,000. We are left with 2,000 now. So the combinations could be you could do all with 250, correct? 250 is actually a common denominator for 750, right? So 3 times 250, remember this, 3 times 250 is actually equals to 750. So that is in our mind. So we could always take away 3 250s, replace it by 1 750. Is that okay? Right. So 2000, I could give 250 times 8. 4 of them will make 1000. So 2000 means 8. Another combination could be, I could actually give 3 less, so make it 5 plus 750. Do you get it? 3 less means 1 750. So that could be the next combination. I could also give them 3 more less, another 750. That means 2 times 750. Does it make sense to you? Right? So now I have only 2 250s. I cannot reduce it further. So these are all the combinations. So we could give 8 of 250s, we could give 5 of 250s with a 750, or we could provide them with 2 of 250s and 2 of 750s in addition to this amount, right? In addition to this. Perfect. So in addition to this, that is what we can give. So the amount of 250s which we could give could be written as 8 plus 1, 9, 5 plus 1, 6, 2 plus 1, 3. So these are the numbers of 250s which could be provided to them. So I hope that makes sense, right? So let's move on and understand the other questions. So now we are into simple equations. Here we have x to the power of a square divided by x to the power of b square equals to x to the power of 16, where x is greater than 1 and a plus b equals to 2. What is the value of a minus b? Apply the laws. So we have x to the power of a square, let me rewrite first, over x to the power of b square equals to x to the power of 16. So if I apply the laws, what should I get? I get x to the power of a square minus b square equals to x to the power of 16, and that clearly means that exponents should be same, right? A square minus b square, let me write it first like this, equals to 16 could be written as a plus b times a minus b, right? That is 16. We are already given that a plus b is 2. So this is 2 times a minus b, and therefore a minus b is 16 divided by 2, which is 8. Well, I know you don't have to do all these steps, but that is just to explain you. So this was not at all a difficult question. You could have done in just 2 steps, right? So you get 8 as your answer. Next is rearrange this formula to find b. So we have to isolate, cross multiply. So we have a times b plus c equals to b. Bring them together. So we have ab plus ac minus b equals to 0. b is common. We need to isolate, right? That's the whole thing. So we get a minus 1 equals to, take it on this side, minus ac, or b is equals to minus ac over a minus 1, right? Now we have minus, so we can take this common and we can write this as ac equals to 1 minus a. So we switch this, right? And we get our answer, which is b for us, correct? Which expression is equivalent to 5x minus 2 divided by x plus 3? The form here suggests that we need to divide. So let's divide 5x minus 2 by x plus 3 to get our answer. So we'll get it by multiplying by 5. We get 5x plus 15, and when you take away, you get minus 17. And therefore, the answer here is 17 is your remainder, minus 17, and you're dividing by x plus 3. 5 is your quotient, correct? So that is how you do it. Which of the following equations has a graph in the xy plane for which y is always greater than or equal to minus 1? So we want that to be greater than or equal to minus 1. Out of these, here we have minus 2 going up, minus 2 going up. This one is always positive. So that is the option. Cubic graph, I hope you remember, this one will be kind of like this, right? So it is negative and positive, minus infinity to plus infinity it goes. So that is simple. Now we have x squared plus y squared equals to 12, xy is minus 13. What is the value of 2 times x minus y whole square? So let's expand this. We could 2 times x minus y whole square means x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. Perfect. So we have 2 times. Now what is x square and y square combination? It is 12. So we write 12 for this. And what is xy? Now when we say xy is minus 13, it really means minus xy is 13. Perfect. So minus xy, so we get 2 times 13 here. Is it okay? Xy is minus 13. Okay. So if you write this as xy as minus 13, in that case, okay, let's replace xy with minus 13. This is better. So we'll replace this by minus 13, and that's what you get. So what do you get here? So you get 2 times minus and minus makes it plus. That is what I wanted to tell you, right? So it is 12 plus 26, and that gives you 2 times 8 and this 3. 2 times 38 is 76. That becomes your answer. Now we have, what is the sum of all m that satisfies 2m squared minus 16m plus 8 equals to 0? That means we are looking for sum of roots. Is it okay? So one way, of course, is you find the roots. The other way is very simple. Let me show you. Any quadratic equation can be written as x squared minus sum of roots times x plus product of roots equals to 0. So that is how, or let's say y equals to this. Is it okay? So that is how you could write any quadratic equation. Y could be 0, right? So any quadratic equation could be written like this. Now here, what do we have? Let's factor 2 and get our answers. We get 2. So we have equation as m squared minus 8m plus 4 equals to 0. Now this is the value of sum of roots. Do you see that? Just the number 8. Minus minus is already there. So that becomes your answer. Well, you could always factor into it, but that is going to take a lot of time. So this is better. Perfect. So that is how you should be doing it. The question here is, if k is greater than 0 and x equals to 7 in this given equation, what is the value of k? So let's rewrite the equation. It is square root of 2k squared plus 17 equals to taking x on the other side. Now let's square both sides. So get 2k squared plus 17 equals to x squared. X is 7. So I'll make this 7. So I got 2k squared equals to 7 squared minus 17, which is 49 minus 17, right? So k squared is, when you do this, you get 2, 9 take away, and 32 divided by 2, which is 16. So k is square root of 16. Since we know it is positive, we'll take positive value, which is 4. So answer C is the correct option. Well, that's the end of this particular series, and I hope you enjoyed it and learned few techniques. So we'll come up with another series after 2 days. Thanks for watching and all the best.